So today I'm doing season 2, starting with these 3 memes from the episode Something Smells. SpongeBob's all set to dive into a breakfast sundae but finds his freezer as empty as a politician's promises. With no ice cream in sight, our boy gets creative with ketchup, onions, and a peanut plant that's seen better days. Little does he know, he's about to unleash a breath so foul it would be classified as a biological weapon. In the street, SpongeBob's on a mission to say hi to every soul in Bikini Bottom. But the fish react like they've just seen a ghost running for the hills the moment SpongeBob opens his mouth. Now Patrick has no nose, so he just ends up telling SpongeBob,
"Maybe it's just because you're ugly."
Now SpongeBob is just going about his day thinking that he's ugly when we get this iconic moment.
I hope my horrible ugliness won't be a distraction to you.
Not at all, boy!
After seeing the amount of trophies SpongeBob has, Patrick gets a job at the Krusty Krab. Now looking back at this episode, it is no surprise that these scenes have left the confines of Bikini Bottom to becoming staples in our memories of memes. We have the classic Krusty Krab phone call.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No! This is Patrick!
And then we also have that one scene where SpongeBob is simply trying to show Patrick how to open a jar.
Now put it on the lid. No, the lid. The lid. The lid.
SpongeBob wakes up and decides it's Leek Ericton Day. Problem is, all of his friends are doing literally anything else. SpongeBob, not taking the hint that maybe he should just take the day off from being, well, him, decides to DIY a friend out of Bubbles. They do everything you'd expect SpongeBob to normally do. Like they go to the Krusty Krab where SpongeBob orders the entire meal for his Bubble Bro, making Squidward's life a living nightmare. But it's a scene later on at Goo Lagoon where they monopolize the porta potty, leaving a line of angry beachgoers.
2 hours is long enough! That's it!
Hey, Bubble Buddy, you're finished.
In a classic Bikini Bottom heist, Plankton decides he's done playing nice. His new plan? Robot crabs. He manages to bamboozle everyone except Squidward, who couldn't care less as long as he gets a day off. Now SpongeBob, being naive and trusting, doesn't even question why Krabs now sounds like Stephen Hawking. Just as Robot Krabs is about to lay his claws on the formula, a penny, Mr. Krabs' one true weakness, rolls in, distracting the real Krabs and revealing the imposter. In the grand of internet culture, certain moments are designed for greatness, or at least becoming a meme. This scene was practically begging for it.
Remember, ravioli, give me the formuoli.
Sandy dips out of town, leaving SpongeBob and Patrick the task of pet sitting her mix of pets. Among them is Wormy, a tiny caterpillar that doesn't seem like it'd be too much of a hassle. Now SpongeBob and Patrick zero in on Wormy, making fast friends with the little guy, promising a day of endless fun and games. It's all sunshine and rainbows until they return the next day to find Wormy has pulled a fast one on them, transforming into a butterfly overnight. This is when SpongeBob and Patrick spread panic across Bikini Bottom, causing a butterfly apocalypse, and we get this scene that the internet just loves for some reason. SpongeBob decides to hit up his grandma's place. Now when he leaves, Grandma drops a goodbye kiss complete with a lipstick mark on SpongeBob, which is basically the underwater equivalent of tagging him with "I'm a total grandma's boy." SpongeBob rolls into the Krusty Krab only to become the laughingstock because of the kissy mark. The mocking gets so intense, he bails weeping all the way home. Now enter Patrick, the wisdom guru of Bikini Bottom, who suggests that SpongeBob should flex his adult muscles to Grandma to cut the baby. And this is where we get this amazing picture of Patrick.
Now you must acquire a taste for freeform jazz.
SpongeBob and Patrick become proud owners of reef blowers. These reef blowers become instruments of mayhem, sucking up and spitting out everything in their path, including but not limited to Squidward's windows and doors. This leaves Squidward trapped in his own home, and after managing to escape, his entire house is now in shambles. Squid declares he's had enough and plans to move to a place far, far away. And this is when he moves to Tentacle Acres, a gated community where everyone is a Squidward clone. It's literally Squidward's dream come true, or so he thinks. By the end of the episode, Squid is so tired of his normal routine and what he thought was the perfect neighborhood. He was so tired, in fact, that he wanted to do something different. In this SpongeBob scene, it's a prime example of how something so simple can become iconic online. Another example of how something so simple can become iconic online is this picture that happens on the episode Pre-Hibernation Week, where Sandy's on a mission to squeeze every last drop of fun out of the week before she hits the snooze button for the whole winter. After a series of near-death experiences that could have turned SpongeBob into a pancake, he decides it's time to bail and hide under Patrick's rock. Sandy goes full commando, rallying the whole Bikini Bottom into a search party. She's got everyone turning the place upside down, and then we get this iconic clip.
This is a load of barnacles.
SpongeBob and Patrick stumble upon a balloon stand. They got no cash, but they remember Mr. Krabs' golden rule of borrowing.
You can borrow anything you want, anytime, as long as you get it back before it's missed.
So they snag a balloon, planning to return it later. Only plot twist, the balloon pops. They're now balloon thieves. And in a panic, they decide to bail on Bikini Bottom, coming to terms with their new life on the run over a couple chocolate bars. But then, Patrick devours his chocolate, but then forgets about it 2 seconds later, accusing SpongeBob of theft. And we get an iconic line that I still say out loud to this day.
You took my only food. Now I'm gonna starve.
This leads to a whole drama of who stole what, escalating to them racing to confess their crime at the police station. Now at the station, the cops lock them up and this happens.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
SpongeBob and Patrick dash over to Sandy's for some quality hangout time, only to find her place locked up tighter than a hipster's skinny jeans. There's a big keep out sign, which in SpongeBob and Patrick's logic translates to welcome, please enter. Inside, they uncover a winter wonderland. They toss their helmets and dive into the snow, and can I just say that in the digital age, some things just click. But this SpongeBob scene was iconic before memes were even created.
Which one of you fellers is the real Dirty Dan?
I am?
Here we are at the end of the year at Mrs. Puff's boating school, where our boy SpongeBob manages to turn his final exam into a demolition derby. Despite scoring a 6 out of 600 needing to pass, SpongeBob still lost sunshines and sea bubbles about another year with Mrs. Puff. Mrs. Puff